Welcome to the Randy Report. I'm Randy Slavacek, your host. I'm also the writer and editor of therandyreport.com, where you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. In this week's LGBTQ headlines, a Catholic school in Louisiana has fired a 21-year veteran music teacher after a disgruntled parent came across his deceased husband's obituary from 2 years ago. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has cleared the way for a ban on the harmful practice of conversion therapy. California education officials have rejected a demand by the Trump administration to ban transgender athletes from girls and women's sports. And GALECA, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics, has announced the winners of its 17th Dorian TV Awards. All that and more in this episode of The Randy Report. The Wisconsin State Supreme Court has cleared the path for the state to implement a ban on the harmful practice of conversion therapy, the scientifically discredited practice of attempting to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The court ruled that a Republican-controlled legislative committee's rejection of a state agency rule that would ban the practice of conversion therapy for LGBTQ people was unconstitutional. The decision, which has a broad impact far beyond the conversion therapy issue, takes power away from the legislature to block the enactment of rules by the governor's office that carry the force of law. The 4-3 ruling from the liberal-controlled court comes amid the national battle over LGBTQ rights. It's also part of a broader effort by the Democratic governor to rein in the power of the GOP-controlled legislature. Nearly every major medical organization, including the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the American Psychiatric Association, have denounced the debunked practice. To date, conversion therapy, also known as reparative therapy or ex-gay therapy, has been banned in 23 states and the District of Columbia. California state education officials have formally rejected a demand by the Trump administration to ban transgender athletes from girls and women's sports. President Trump and other federal officials ramped up their pressure on California at the end of May after a trans girl qualified for California's state track and field meet. At that time, Trump threatened to withhold federal funding from the state if it didn't bar the trans athlete from competing in the girls' competition at the event. The athlete was allowed to compete and finished in first place in the high jump and triple jump. But meet officials compromised by also awarding medals to girls based on where they would have finished had the trans girl not participated. California has allowed transgender student athletes to compete on teams that align with their gender identities for more than a decade under a law signed in 2013. The New York Times reports that more than 20 states have similar policies on the books regarding trans athletes. According to Governor Gavin Newsom's office, out of the nearly 6 million kindergarten through 12th grade students in California public schools, there are less than 10 trans athletes participating in sports. For 21 years, Mark Richards taught music and served as the band director at St. Francis Xavier, a Catholic school in Louisiana. But that long run came to an end on June 25th when he was informed his contract would not be renewed for the upcoming school year. Richards was told his termination is the result of a disgruntled parent recently coming across the obituary of his late husband, John Messenger, who died of a heart attack in 2023. The couple had legally married in 2014, and the obituary listed Richards as Messenger's widower. Richards says that his employment contract at the school contained a morality clause prohibiting educators from actively engaging in homosexual activity. He says he signed the annual contract and morality clause, which is required of all the archdiocese's teachers but historically has been far from universally enforced, with a wink and a nudge since it was no big secret that he's gay. The St. Francis Xavier community was comfortable enough with his marriage to his husband that everyone at the school was very sympathetic and supportive after his death. Richards also notes that he has not been in violation of the morality clause for the last 2 years, and no one can find any incident of my acting inappropriately with anyone. Today, Richards says he feels betrayed by those who opted to fire him. A Change.org petition has been launched calling for the Archdiocese to revisit the morality clause. At this writing, the petition has garnered over 5,400 signatures. GALECA, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics, with a membership of more than 560 critics, entertainment journalists, and media icons, has announced the winners of its 17th Dorian TV Awards. GALECA's voters awarded HBO Max's new genre-expanding hit, The Pit, as this year's Best TV Drama. Veteran TV star Noah Wiley of ER fame also earned Best TV Performance Drama for his turn as grizzled Dr. Michael Robbie Rabinovich in the series, where each episode covers a single hour of life and death in the emergency room of a fictional Pittsburgh hospital. For the third time, GALECA cited Hacks as Best TV Comedy and honored the show's star, Jean Smart, for Best TV Performance Comedy. The Women in Showbiz satire also took home honors as Best LGBTQ TV Show, Best Written TV Show, and Best Supporting TV Performance Comedy for Hannah Einbinder. Multi-hyphenate Cola Scola, the creator and star of the hilarious Broadway smash play Oh Mary, earned GALECA's Wild Wit Award, following in the footsteps of such winners as Julio Torres, Wanda Sykes, Bowen Yang, and John Oliver. Nkuti Gatwa, the Rwandan-born Scottish actor who is the first black and out queer performer to portray the Doctor in BBC's Doctor Who, was named LGBTQIA+ TV Trailblazer. Wicked stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were honored in the TV musical performance category for their medley of tunes from The Wizard of Oz and Wicked, which opened the 97th Academy Awards. As for GALECA's most irreverent honor, campiest TV show went to The Traitors, the Alan Cumming-hosted reality series based on mystery board games like Clue. The Traitors is so popular with members, the cheeky competition also scored the Best Reality Show trophy for the second year in a row. For a full list of this year's winners, click over to, where else? therandyreport.com. And that brings me to the end of this episode of The Randy Report. If you enjoy catching up on LGBTQ news in a quick podcast, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss an episode. I like to think of The Randy Report as the 60 minutes of gay news, only shorter. And remember, you can find me every single day on the internet at therandyreport.com, where I cover the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.